Welcome to Kicks and Minivans, the podcast for dads who love sneakers. This is 8-Minute Mondays. This is 8-Minute Mondays, where we seek to get your week off to a great start. We want to inform, encourage, and inspire you all in 8 minutes or less as you start your week and your journey of being the best husband and dad as you can be. We want to help you win, and we're here to do just that. A lot of what you're going to hear is clips from older episodes. If it's one of those, you'll always be able to find the link to the full episode in the show notes, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast app. Make sure you tune in every Monday for a new 8-Minute Mondays and every other Wednesday for a new full-length episode. We're here to help you win in marriage and parenting. Take care of yourself, take care of your families. This is 8-Minute Mondays. This episode is brought to you by our sponsor, N8 Solutions. To schedule a free consultation for a leadership coaching session to help you unleash the best from within, go visit n8leader.com today. Being a husband, being a father ain't for the faint of heart. It ain't for the weak. That's for sure, man. But I
think that goes for leadership in general.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When you're leading people, everybody got their own will. You know what I mean? Some people are always going to disagree with you. And with this portion of leader, like with this level of leadership of being manhood and fatherhood, you should be emotionally invested, right? And so when stuff don't go your way, or the people that you're leading are actually seemingly against you, you know, it's just like that can take a toll. I know we ain't even get into the questions yet. We're already getting.
Bro, I was gonna start light. We was gonna talk about sneakers, and he's just jumping in. I love that though, man. I think you're right, man. It's one thing to lead yourself, and I think enough men have a hard enough time leading themselves with self-discipline, you know? But then you talk about leading a family, which I believe it's like men were created to lead their families. That's how God designed it. That just presents a whole new set of issues because you can't make people do stuff. You know, it's like you can make your little kids do something to a degree. But even like I got a 2-year-old, man, I cannot, like, he has to pick out his clothes now. Right? Like, he has to pick out his whole outfit. So, like, all his drip is gone. All his swag's gone. Because he don't let me match him no more. And it's like, yo, he's got, like, the yellow pants with the orange socks with the green shirt. Because that's what he wants. Like, I can't make him... You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, all right, so how do you lead in the midst of that? When you said, like, when people are seemingly against you, like, how do you respond to that?
Well, you go back to the ultimate leader, right? One of the great things about Christianity is that it's the humility of Christianity, right? Meaning no matter what God allows you to have and what God gives you and what God puts you over, you're still an underling to him, right? So when it becomes overwhelming, I can go back to the ultimate father. I can go back to the ultimate leader and be like, bro, like, what is, like, and I do this, like, what is happening? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, like, yo, this is not panning out the way I think it should, you know? And we, you know, not to get all deep theological about, you know, what his answer is or if he answers, but in a sense, just lay my cares on him because, you know, for me, it's kind of easy not to take things personal. Like I got a lot of thick skin that way. But I know that's not every man, you know?
Yep.
You know, it's hard to be the head when the wife is against you. It's hard to be a head when your children are acting in such a way as if you never raised them, or and I ain't just talking about little people. I'm talking about teenagers, talking about preteens, kids even in your 20s. You know, I'm like, yo, you didn't learn. What are you doing? Or you specifically told them something and they just like, Dad, I know what I'm doing. Mind your business. Da, 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 da. And then here it is. They do opposite of what you told them to do, and then they crash. Then it's just like you struggle with that's what you get. You know what I mean? You struggle with the throwing it back in their face, and it's like, okay, now is the time for me to be a father, right? And so, and because you were trying to avoid that, if a father gets to the point of having watched a child suffer the consequences because because the children are being undisciplined, it's a part of fatherhood,
Mm,
right? It ain't a basketball team. Yo, do what I tell you to do, or sit the bench, or get traded.
mm, right.
You understand what I'm saying? There is no bench, and there is no other team for the other child to go to. So,
Right. And I think like
you know,
it's hard as a dad to sit there. Like just this morning, my 2-year-old was jumping in the baby's crib, and we're like, Jay, stop doing that. Jay, stop doing that. Jay, stop doing that. He wouldn't stop doing it. All of a sudden he falls and he hits his head against the side of the crib. And we're like, I told you, bro. Like, this is why I told you. And, and it's like sometimes as a parent, like just to keep it real, you're like trying to tell him to not do something, like don't jump off the couch. And you're like, I hope he gets hurt like a little bit, like not like real bad, but like you're almost like, I hope you stub a toe or something. Where it's like,
yo, right.
Nature's consequences. Nature's consequences will teach you what I'm trying to help you with. But it's like, I think that's a part of parenting too, where it's like, yo, you have to like let them experience pain. I think a lot of parents will try to go through and like whatever they have to do to keep their child protected in this little bubble so they don't experience pain in the world. And they like try to insulate them, like wrap them in bubble wrap their entire life so that they don't experience any pain. And then all of a sudden they turn 15, 16, 17 years old and they discover like a whole world out there that their parents never prepared them for. Right. And all of a sudden they're experiencing pain in a whole new level, but the drop is a lot further than it is when they're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. You know, so I think like it builds some character in them, letting them experience some pain along the way in these little ways, you know, experience failure, experience setback. And that's a part of leading them, I think, too.